So the Ultimatum reunion was kind of boring overall. Let's start with the hosts first of all. Nick and Vanessa are terrible hosts, and I think we've put up with them for about long enough. Netflix, get rid of them instantly. It's been what, 4 seasons of Love is Blind? 2 of The Ultimatum? I mean, there was the Queer Love one, but they didn't host that one. So I think we've soldiered through enough. It's time to pack it up. Hang it up, flat screen, please. Look at this picture of Vanessa. That about sums her up, innit? Like, this picture just illustrates how annoying she is. Roxanne and Antonio, still engaged. Shockingly. In fact, let me just save you all some time. All of these couples are still engaged, even to this day. It's crazy, but it's true. Anyway, Roxanne and Antonio. Roxanne really hates this man. I felt really sorry for Antonio. She does not want to marry him. I have no idea why she said yes. I have no idea why she's still engaged to him, because she clearly doesn't want to be. She won't even wear the ring. Like, seriously, that whole excuse she gave about how it feels possessive and this and that, when you break it down, it kind of makes sense in a feminist type of way. But let's be real. When you agree to be engaged, you know everything that it comes with. So you're agreeing to wear the ring. Just wear the ring. Or if it's that deep, buy him a ring. But to really just not wear the ring at all, and the way she was talking about it, like, I felt so bad for Antonio. He looked clearly hurt. And she was so unbothered. She didn't even give a fuck. I was like, this is what Alex was talking about her being mean. Antonio even went out and bought 2 more rings to put around the ring, and the bitch still won't wear the ring. Like, seriously. However, I should add that when I went snooping on everybody's IG to see if they were still together, I did see that Roxanne had posted this video today, and she does appear to now be wearing the engagement ring. It looks like it's on the wrong hand, but baby steps, I guess. Anyway, Antonio now owns his own business. He owns a car wash. He's planning to open another one as well. Good for him, but I do wonder whether this is something Antonio particularly wants for himself or something he just wants to acquire because he knows the type of man that Roxanne wants is a business owner. Because you can tell he just wants that woman so bad, and I want him to free himself. Nobody deserves this. And somebody tell me, that comment that Roxanne made about wanting to work in cars like 10 years ago, was that supposed to be shade? Because I was talking to my friend about the reunion and I did not pick that up as shade. I thought she was just backing up what Antonio said about her wanting to work in cars. But was that yet another dig? Let me know. Kat and Alex also still engaged. They've actually set a wedding date for May 2024. Kat actually confirmed my theory about her that I made in my full review that I posted on YouTube. You guys should subscribe if you want more detailed content. I am Hannah OJ. But yeah, I said that Kat seems like the type of person that you would think is a pushover just because of the way she comes across, like the way she speaks, and she seems a little bit more mild-mannered and a little bit like timid. But I actually don't think that she is, because every single time someone has said something that she doesn't agree with on the show, she's had no trouble speaking up for herself and no trouble contradicting what they're saying and giving her own opinions. And the way she spoke to Roxanne at the reunion, yeah, that let me know she ain't really scared of nobody. However, I do wonder whether or not Alex gets that version of her that everybody else does, because she also gives me the vibe that she might be the type of woman to let her man get away with murder. So I don't know. It could have been one of those cases where Roxanne wasn't exactly wrong either when she was talking about Alex walking all over her, but who really knows? Because I also said in my review, I feel like we got the least out of them as a couple. Like, I feel like I don't really know them or who they are. So who's really to say? Ryan and James, they are also still together. They've actually moved into Ryan's family home, which is a little bit crazy because she has a few siblings, quite a big family by the sounds of it. And James is an only child, so it's a little bit of a culture shock and quite a transition for him. But they are still together and they're looking for their own place. Apart from that, I don't really remember much else about their part, because at this point I was really thinking this reunion is boring as hell. However, what I do remember and I didn't appreciate was them showing us how much of a freak James was. Why did we need to see that? I didn't care for that. We did not consent to that. James's grandmother will not be the only one horrified watching that. So Trey and Rae are still together. Rae said that they're not getting married until 2025. She really trying to put off that wedding date for as long as possible. Because remember, they aired the show last year, so 3 years later, okay. And you know her man got money, so she really just trying to delay that thing. Ryan at one point mentioned that they were surprised they got engaged because she didn't feel that Raya really liked Trey. And I also caught her nodding when Lisa was saying that bullshit about her not really loving Trey. And I thought that that was quite surprising to hear. I mean, if that's her perspective, fair enough. But if I were Raya, I would not have been feeling hearing that, especially since I know that you wanted my man at some stage. And especially after you were just talking about the fact that you were tempted to text him. Yeah, I really wouldn't be feeling her saying that to me, but whatever. But then Trey said that he also had his own doubts coming on the show about whether Raya really loved him, because apparently she never initiates that I love you and things like that. And I was surprised to hear that, because watching the show, I never got that from Raya. And I saw that this was a popular opinion online as well. So it wasn't even just the people on the show. But I was thinking, whenever I saw these things, I never got that from Raya. I just got that this is the right man, wrong time kind of thing. It really did seem like she loved Trey, but I just didn't feel like she wanted to be in a serious relationship and she wanted to get married. But I didn't really feel like I doubted her feelings for him. So I was quite surprised. I guess I just wasn't really seeing it. But hey, if Trey felt like that, well, then it must be there. And that's a shame. And I'm feeling like if you feel like that, then why are you getting married? I mean, even before he said that, I didn't think that they should be getting married, but now it's definitely like, yeah, I really don't think they're gonna last much longer. I can't lie. That being said, if any of these couples last, I'll be shocked, to be honest. And Brian and Lisa, I finished with them last because I've already made a separate TikTok about Lisa and her showing her ass once again. So you guys should check that out if you want to know what I think about the things she was saying to Raya. But where it comes to them as a couple, we know they've had a baby now. Congrats, I guess. Apparently, Lisa has another 10-year-old daughter that she didn't mention as well. I'm assuming it's not Brian's baby, because I'm sure Brian's 28. So that would have made him 18 and her like 21. So ew. So yeah, I'm assuming that it's for somebody else. But it's interesting that she didn't mention that. So they are the only couple that are not engaged still. But she said that she still is holding him to the ultimatum. She's not going to be a baby mama forever. And I was just thinking, girl, I mean, you might have to be prepared too. Because if he hasn't asked you by now and you've had his baby, I don't think it's gonna happen. And after their whole portion was over, and when she didn't even apologize to Raya or for her behavior on the show, I was just like, they're just kind of taking up space at this point. I kind of wanted them to take them away after that, because I didn't really understand why they were there for the rest of the period of the time, if I'm honest. That being said, Lisa did post a fake ass apology on her Instagram yesterday after the reunion had aired. And I say it's a fake ass apology because I don't believe this is coming from the heart. I believe that Netflix made her do this, or she was tired of getting cooked on social media, so she decided to apologize finally. Because if she really meant it, she would have just apologized on the reunion. A whole year later and a whole baby later, and you've watched your behavior on television. If you've come back and you've said to that girl's face again on camera that you stand by what you did, that's how you feel. That's how the fuck you feel. You're not sorry. So why are you coming with an apology now? And let's not forget all the other crazy toxic women gathered in her comment section to say that she was right for her behavior. And she was liking their comments and saying, yes, thank you, somebody with sense. And this was just a couple days ago. So up until a couple days ago, you still were not sorry and you were still justifying your behavior. So girl, what is this? This is nothing. This is bullshit. And I would love to hear Raya's perspective, because I bet you anything she didn't even apologize in private.